Hello and welcome to another episode of A Voice for All. I am your host, Jamila Gamble. I trust you've had an awesome week and thank you so much for tuning in. I really love getting your guys' messages, so thank you to those of you who continue to join the Jam Fam. It's on Facebook, www.facebook.com/MissJamGamble. And you could always feel welcome to tweet me at Twitter at MissJamPCCS. If you have events, if there's a story you'd like to share with me, I would love to get the word out, so be sure to connect with me. On this season of A Voice for All, like I told you guys a couple weeks ago, we are promoting public figures in the community, and who other than to promote than our educational resource facilitators of the Peel District School Board. As many of you know, they play an integral role in our classrooms with our special needs students, so I'm more than honored and delighted to be interviewing Anna, who is an awesome ERF. Welcome, Anna, to A Voice for All.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad you're here, and honestly, kudos for what you do and I guess what we do in the community. Let's start off by, tell me about yourself, because I think a lot of people don't know what our backgrounds are.
Well, I work in a mainstream classroom at a school in Peel Region. Basically, what I do is I support kids who need extra help, right, or kids who have diagnosis. I've always really enjoyed working with people in general, and I knew that from a very young age. I went to school for childhood youth worker, and you know, I didn't know I was going to be, you know, working where I am right now, but the opportunity happened where I applied and I got a job, and it was amazing. Like, as soon as I started working, it was so good. Like, I was like, this is something that I have to do, and I have to keep doing it. So yeah, so that's where I'm at.
So how long have you been with the board? Because you look really young. You could be like a student.
People tell me that all the time. I've worked for the board for 6 years. So I started out as a supply. I did a long-term contract for a year, and now I've been working ever since.
So tell me more about your students, because I'm sure there's so many stories you can share, and I feel like the community has this misconception that working with special needs must be so difficult and so stressful. Are there any rewarding, exciting stories you can share with us?
Always, and I think, you know, people are always like, oh, it must be so rewarding, or it could be very challenging. And obviously there are days where it's challenging, but every day is a reward. When you see your student being integrated with other kids and being included and feeling a part of a classroom, that's very rewarding to me.
And what's maybe a aha moment that stood out for you? I know once for me, it was when my student said hi for the first time.
Yeah. There's always those tiny little, you know, moments that, you know, make you kind of like, oh my gosh, that just happened. And sometimes it's something like as small as, you know, your student is, you know, an example from a student that I'm working with this year, a moment where she's communicating with you. And
using technology or just in her own?
Okay. So using a picture exchange communication system. And previously this, you know, we hadn't seen a lot of gains, but now it's so, it's so rewarding to see that, and to see my student being able to pick off a picture of something that she wants and give it to you and tell you, this is what I want. So.
And moments like that, I think it's honestly what keeps us doing what we're doing, despite the challenging moments. It's funny that we are considered the educators, but would you consider your students to be really your teacher, like you're learning from them as well?
Always. And you know, you go and you study at school, but you never really learn how to interact with these kids until you're actually there. Right. And it's so awesome to be with these kids, and every day they teach you things like, you know, it doesn't matter what type of impairment that you're born with. There's always ways to be integrated into the community and to be involved. So
with our community and us integrating our students, what's one thing you like the community to know about someone like you as an educator? Because I think there's, again, this misconception, you know, you're a teaching assistant, you're helping the teacher? Like, what's something you would like them to know about your role?
I think it's important to know that, you know, it's not, sorry, I'm mixing up a little. It's important for people to know that we're not just there to, you know,
serve somebody else?
Yeah. I don't know how to explain it, but like, we're more than just a person, a body in a room to help take care of a student. We know those children the best, and it's, you know, the classroom teacher and the ERF that really know these students the best, right? So it's not just, you know, an extra person in the room.
And with that, obviously going back to our challenging moments, what do you do for your own wellness to maybe deal after a challenging day?
I always make it a point to talk to my teaching partner, always. I feel better, and I think it's kind of like they understand where you're coming from.
True.
And you know, you could go home and talk to your significant other, and I do, but they don't always fully understand like what you're working
They're just
with.
nodding.
And, yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah. I always tell my significant other that, you know, you should spend a day in my shoes and do my job.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they'll learn the lessons as well too, right? So with your students, what do you do to promote inclusiveness within the classroom?
It's challenging for sure, especially, you know, if you're working with students that might be nonverbal, or you don't exactly know what level they're at. So I always try to, regardless if, you know, your students are in a grade 3 mainstream classroom, you know, they might be learning about, let's say, Charlotte's Web. You know, my student might not be able to fully participate in the writing activities that they're working on, but you know, I can integrate her by doing an art activity, or, you know, getting her to sit with her peers and be able to be with them and you know, do something similar as the other kids.
It's the whole peer collaboration that's key. So with your students, do you ever find that in the mainstream setting, the students have questions about the student you're working with?
We always get questions, and it's a fine line, because you don't really want to cross the line of, you know, that's her personal information, or, you know, but kids are curious, right?
Absolutely.
So they're always like, oh, you know, like, what's wrong with them? Or, you know, I always try to say, you know, there's nothing wrong with them. They just learn differently.
And that is a beautiful way to say it. And again, having Anna on the show, it's to educate the community, and at the same time, celebrate what educational resource facilitators do in the Peel District School Board. We're focusing right now on not only Anna's role and others' role in the classroom, but the relationship that they build with students. And that is a relationship that's almost, I would compare it to like a child and their parents. 35 hours a week we are with these students. Do you almost find sometimes that you feel like a mom some days?
I think I've done like every job. You know, working with students, you know, I'm the nurse, I'm the mom, I'm, you know, the comforter.
Occupational therapist, speech and language pathologist.
Exactly. So, you know, but definitely, and there's been countless times where I've had kids call me mom, and then they realize, you know, oh yeah, you're not mom.
And it's precious, though.
It's
precious,
very
like, because I think what that shows is that they trust us.
Yeah.
You know, and whether a child has a disability or not, it takes a lot for a child to trust an adult.
Yes. Yeah.
You know.
For sure.
So with everything that's you know, happening, I guess, in our field with burnout, what do you do to deal with that feeling? If you are feeling burnout, do you exercise? Do you just leave work at work? How do you cope?
You know, sometimes it's difficult, and I've had times in my life where it's hard not to take that stuff home with you.
Yeah.
But having someone there to talk about, like I said, talking to my teacher, or my classroom teacher, or talking to your significant other. But I also like to, you know, I've told myself now, I leave work at work, and I try not to worry about it, and come home and relax and do things at home that help me relax, like taking a hot bath or those type of baking. I do love baking, yes.
So I remember when I was reading your bio, you are furthering your education. What else are you doing?
So right now I'm at Ryerson University. I'm studying towards my major in disability studies. Very awesome program. I highly recommend it to everybody. But it's so great. It's really opened my eyes to more than just disability, and people see disability as an impairment, but really disability is that the barriers that people encounter, and it's really shed a new light for me. So it's been a really awesome experience. Well,
I'm glad to hear, and I'm so happy to hear that you are trying to take what you're learning beyond the classroom, because yes, it's helping you, but in turn it's benefiting your students,
for
right?
Sure, yeah.
So we have way more ERFs who are going to be joining us on this season of A Voice for All. If you are interested in pursuing this field, again, you can contact me through the Jam Fam or through Twitter. You could also visit the Peel District School Board's website and see what their hiring process is like. But please join me in thanking Anna for being a guest on A Voice for All. Continue doing the great work you're doing. We need to promote and celebrate our educators in the community. So when you see Teacher Appreciation Day, be sure to thank teaching assistants too, because they are making a big difference. This is not the only interview we have. We have another guest after our commercial. Stay tuned. Best Buddies will be joining us. Have you joined the Jam Fam yet on Facebook? Be sure to visit www.facebook.com/Miss Jam Gamble. Welcome back to A Voice for All. I am really, really excited for this interview. If at any point you would like to tweet, maybe send them some words of encouragement or praise or connect with them, feel free to join the Jam Fam. You can tweet me. All the information is below. This is definitely a show you're going to want to keep watching and connect with me afterwards, because I'm sure you guys will find the information super handy. So, Best Buddies, I first heard about when I was in college. When I was studying my DSW program, it was a program that was told to us by our administrators as, a program for us to get involved in. So to have them on the show is really significant for me because of all the years that I've known about them. So please join me in welcoming Mitchell and Riley with your schnazzy shirts. Can we actually get one of the cameras to zoom in on this schnazzy shirt? Zoom in, get the whole shot. Beautiful, look at that. Nice font, it's stylish, it's cool, it's Canada. Awesome, zoom out. Welcome to the show. You guys are big TV studs from what I hear.
I guess so.
See what happens when you have a little bit of fame? Like, yeah, we've done shows. So tell me how you guys got involved in Best Buddies.
Okay, well, I joined Best Buddies about the beginning of last year. And my oldest sister, Stephanie, she's actually a part of the Best Buddies program, and she kind of told me to join. So I joined, ended up meeting Riley, and it's kind of moved on from there.
Riley, tell me about your friendship with Mitchell.
Actually, we met before I went to his school. We went to the same floor hockey game.
Did you play floor hockey, or are you guys just watching the game?
And Mitchell is a junior coach.
Oh.
Yeah, so we met there, and then, but we didn't really have the same connection until once Best Buddies started, and then we began to know each other a little bit deeper, I guess.
So how did Best Buddies help bring that friendship together?
Best Buddies helped bring the friendship together more just like just giving us opportunities to hang out.
Right.
It all started like we would go and we would have little events for Best Buddies at school. We'd have like little breakfasts, and then we would also go to field trips and we'd go bowling.
Cool.
Then we'd have like scavenger hunts. And then as we've moved on in our friendship, we've kind of done stuff outside of Best Buddies as well.
Nice.
We've gone to, you know, a couple movies. What was the latest one that we saw? Spider-Man?
I forgot.
No, I think it was Spider-Man.
Yeah, it was Spider-Man 3, I think.
So Riley, what do you like about Mitchell? What makes you be friends with him?
He's nice. He plays Clash of Clans. and he's very social.
And that's what you look for in a friend.
Yeah.
And what attracted you to Riley?
We both love hockey. I'm a huge sports guy. And then also we play the same video game on our phones, which is Clash of Clans.
Actually, don't have.
Or he plays on his iPad and I play it on my phone.
Ah, the iPad.
And then yeah, he's really nice. Another friend I can count on.
So, have you encouraged other friends to get involved with Best Buddies?
I have. I encouraged a couple guys from the football team this year to join. They were in their returning year, and they heard that I was in it, and they ended up joining. And then I also encouraged one of my good friends at school to join as well.
And the reason why I asked Mitchell that question is because Best Buddies, I think their ultimate goal is to have a chapter in every single school. So if you are a teacher or a parent, and if you know your school does not have Best Buddies, I encourage you first thing tomorrow, get on top of this. This is an excellent program that we need to have, because you see that their friendship goes beyond the program. Like, you guys are friends outside of it. Now, unfortunately, sometimes there's people who have ill feelings towards groups like Best Buddies. How do you deal with that? What do you tell those people?
Give it a try. Give it a chance. Best Buddies has changed a lot of lives, including mine. And if you give it a chance, I don't really see how you can not enjoy the program.
And how long have you been with the program?
This is the beginning of my second year.
Ah, Riley?
So.
Second year.
Second year. Do you see yourself staying with Best Buddies for much longer?
Yeah, I hope Mitchell does too.
I think I'll be staying until I graduate high school. And then maybe if my university or college has it, then I'll join.
And you could get your university. You could be like the head of the chapter.
Or try to.
And Riley, are there any other friends that you have at Best Buddies?
No.
This is the main guy right here?
Yeah.
This is the number one friend. You are really important. Do you have any other friends? No. It's just Mitchell. Mitchell's number one. So what else do you guys do within Best Buddies? What do you guys do to promote it?
To promote it, we have a couple school events. Best Buddies hosts a event called Hoop It Up, which is, some people have heard of it, some people haven't. It's a little like basketball event, and you get to take a couple free throws or from like the free throw line. I don't know. Excuse my basketball knowledge.
Hey, do I look sportsy to you? No, I don't. 3-4 line could be like in the stadium, in the stand somewhere for all I know.
So you just take a couple shots. It's like a little competition. There's a couple prizes at the end. And then at the end, they kind of do like a little promotion for Best Buddies. And all the money raised to it goes towards Best Buddies. So
Riley, what do you do to help promote Best Buddies? Like, what do you do to tell people about it?
I tried telling my adult friends, but they didn't join Best Buddies.
They're missing out. It's okay. It's okay. And that's why we have you guys on the show, right? Is to promote Best Buddies and let other people know what Best Buddies is about. If you guys were to summarize Best Buddies in one word, what word would you use to describe it?
2 words, but life-changing.
Okay, I'll give you 2 words. So life-changing?
Yep.
And what's your other word? You said you had 2?
Oh, that's
you just had the 2?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay.
But I don't know.
Okay, what's your 2?
Fantastic.
You hear this guy? Fantastic. That's deep. Fantastic. What else can you say you love about Best Buddies? Is it the connections you make? Is it the fun you have? Like, there's so much that Best Buddies does that it's so hard to pick one thing.
I think from my standpoint, it's more of it's you get the same amount. Like when you think of a charity, you think of you putting something into a charity.
Right.
But it's like, this is like, I get something out of the charity. It's like, not only do I give like my friendship, I also get a friendship back.
Wow.
So it's really good that way.
That's amazing. That's honestly really true, that you're putting in and you're getting something out of it. And
Yeah.
it's not like you're getting something for just like a week. Like I don't think you're going to only be friends with Riley to the end of the year. From the sound of
gonna be a
things, you
while.
guys are going to be like best men at each other's weddings or something like that. But what I'm seeing here, it's so special because one, you're two guys. First off, you're two guys who I think it's almost more than a friendship. It's like almost like you guys are brothers, right? Would you consider Mitchell like a brother to you?
Yeah, we both have brown hair.
Okay.
So we
Brown
call it
hair, check. What else do you guys have that you guys are matching?
Oh,
Eels.
Well, we went to the cottage during the
Yeah,
summer.
we went to the cottage and I was whistling with Mitchell on the lily pad.
It's like a little raft that's in the middle of the lake. You can just wrestle on it. It's lots of fun.
And did you take him down or did he win?
And mostly I took him down.
You look like a strong guy. Flex those muscles so we can see that. You see? You can't test that.
And plus we went on the Stingray.
Was that one
It's
time?
like a-
It's like a
Oh, the
big
cottage?
It's a big
Okay.
tube.
And Mitchell won skied, but he wiped out and he skid on his back.
It was
Like
it was,
I'm
skipping.
sorry
It was
we
a-
had
it was
to
a
bring
good
up that
fall.
embarrassing moment on
it was,
TV.
It was a good fall.
But what you're seeing here is, yes, Best Buddies has been in existence for 20 years. Yes, they have programs within the school, but they have taken their friendship beyond Best Buddies. And I think that's what the key thing is that Best Buddies may help you build the foundation, but it's up to you to continue to build that home within that foundation. And again, I'm encouraging you, if you know that your school doesn't have Best Buddies, look into it. Do you need to, find an organization to volunteer with? Best Buddies is a place to volunteer. There are so many things that you can do. And most importantly, for people who wonder how they can develop a friendship with someone who has a disability, Best Buddies is the best place to start. Oh, you see, I did that, Best Buddies and Best. It's a good place to start because it helps you learn the skills. And like Mitchell said here, it's life-changing. Like you've developed, you've grown more than maybe you would have just without Best Buddies. And Riley clearly has, you two have both developed with one another. So that's really special, truly special. So what hopes do you have for the future with Best Buddies?
I just hope that it expands. I hope. So right now, there's a Best Buddies chapter in every province in Canada.
Right.
But the main goal is definitely to get one in every school in Canada. And really the only way to get that is just to keep on advertising, make sure people know about it,
Right.
people can hear about it.
So you heard it from Mitchell himself. The information is down below. Best Buddies website, their Facebook, their Twitter, everything is there. There is no reason why you cannot get connected with them because all their information is right here for you. This has been another totally awesome episode of A Voice for All. As always, connect with me. I don't find these guests on my own. Sometimes it's through you guys. So please, you could tweet me at Miss Jam PCCS. You could join the Jam Fam, facebook.com/Miss Jam Gamble. I love hearing from you. Again, thank you, Mitchell and Riley, for being on The Voice for All. It's been a great show. I will catch you guys next week. And don't forget, let's connect on Twitter at Miss Jam PCCS.